What's going on, guys? My name is Matt. I'm Sports Doc. Welcome back to another episode of Zombros Podcast. This is number 37. We have a lovely guest today, YaTu Chavez. Say hello.
Yo, what's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Absolutely.
Great. So good to have you on the show. We're so
Thank you.
I don't know who's talking right now, but we have Johnny J.
How's everybody doing today? Remember to unsub Johnny, as always.
Yes, make sure you're not subscribed to him. Only subscribe to Zombros Podcast. And that's all we have today, folks. Let's move right along to the
Zombros
questions.
Podcast on Johnny J.
yeah,
20.
definitely. Let's get ready.
Hey, announcer, would you like to read us the first question? We also have the one and only Rad Austin, who's the man, the myth. Say hello.
Hey guys, what's going on? Let's get right into the questions because I cannot wait to talk about this. The first question we have at hand here is, what do you think about going in blind to Zetsubou no Shima? There's been a complete lack of marketing for this, and do you think this has been Treyarch's plan all along to make sure we go into this horror map blind? What do you think?
I don't think we're going to go into this map blind. I think there's still plenty of time for Treyarch to release new information. I feel like this Tuesday we might get something. I don't know. I wouldn't say we're blind. I think they're just blacking out the marketing for now.
Yeah. I never actually thought about it that way, that we're blind right now. I just assumed that we were going to get stuff this week, the week before the map drops, and that was that. But I kind of like the idea, now that you mention it, of going in blind. It's going to make it way more scary because you have no idea what to expect, right?
Right.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, I like how scary map back in the day would give me nightmares, and I'm excited to get another scary map like now. And so going in blind, we have no idea what to expect. We're talking about spiders we might be getting, new wonder weapons, whatever people are saying, we have no idea. And so that's kind of like more of a exciting factor that I'm kind of looking forward to for this map, just for not knowing what we're going to get.
Oh, yes, absolutely. But do you think Treyarch, like, if they release a trailer Tuesday, that almost defeats the purpose of all the marketing they haven't done yet for it? So you think it'd be in their best interest to release it when it comes out?
Well, that's assuming that they're intentionally leaving out information. They are giving out bios, which in a way harkens back to Shi no Numa, which is, I would guess, one of the inspirations for this map.
Did the bios even come out with Shi no Numa?
They did, because Shi no Numa introduced the characters.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure there's an update in Derice that updated the bios in Shi no Numa. Like, originally, those weren't there. Just like the Nazi zombie mode got moved around a bunch and stuff like that. World at War went through a plethora of updates over time.
You're probably right. You would know this better than me because I wasn't even playing the game at the time. I had just assumed that when Shi no Numa introduced the characters, they also released the bios.
Yeah, check me in the comments. So, guys, if you can remember that, double check me on that for your World at War veterans out there.
Oh, like two of you.
World at War. That's a classic.
Would you guys want to go in blind, though? Like, do you think it'd be much better to not see anything at all? No trailers, no nothing.
I don't want to go in blind. It gives me stuff to post right now.
I just don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to let us go in blind. There's no way. There's just no way.
Yeah, I don't think they would either, but I wouldn't be opposed to going in blind just because I want to be surprised.
It would
we kind of got a lot. Yeah, it would be cool.
Blind.
Like,
If
we got a lot for
everyone
Horizon
genuinely went in blind.
Like, we got a lot for Horizon Jock, so we kind of knew what to expect, but going in blind for a, quote, scariest map they've ever made or whatever, that will be fun.
I really hope the sound design, I think we talked about this a lot last week, but the sound design should be so creepy. I'm so excited for that.
Oh my gosh.
It's the key to horror. It always is.
Yeah. It's always the sound, the visual effects, and what we're dealing with, like the type of zombies that we're going to be getting. That's like, for a game like this, that's the key. Like those three major things, that's the major key right there.
At the moment, I'm holding out doubt that it'll be pretty scary. I don't know if I can really be scared by zombies anymore. Do you guys feel that way?
Yeah, I hear that.
By current zombies. But if you go back and play some of the other stuff, you can still get jump scared almost. Like if you're in Shi no Numa, World at War, and you're just looking for Easter eggs and you got one zombie, and you just hear that creepy crap, that atmosphere they can create, and you're so focused on trying to listen to a radio or something, and just the tiniest banging will be like, jeez, God, I was in the middle of something. Like, you just get so focused. If they can create that tunnel vision, it's very possible for them to make it, quote-unquote, scary. Maybe jump scary isn't the best deal for it, but you're right. It is going to be very difficult to scare us. We're not easily scared in a game that gives us
way better at that than
it's been a while since it's been a while since I've really immersed myself into a map like that. I don't know though if I can go back and play Varukh or play Shi no Numa and still get chills. There's just something about it that it doesn't feel scary.
Yeah, well,
it almost I feel like I can call it home at this point.
I think if you set it up right, you could scare yourself. If you play solo, turn off all the lights, turn the music up really loud,
put some good headphones on,
and the map has the scariness factor to it that's new, like this new map, I think you could shit yourself a little bit on that.
Because it has to be World at War. I mean, the voices. Think about the way the zombies even interact and how it went from just the noises the zombies made in Nocturne and Toten to what it is now is night and day. It was way creepier in the first 4, the remix of the zombie noises, to what we have today is it's very like, oh, we're so used to it. We're so used to those sounds that we hear. Even going back to the original map, you're like, whoa, like what is this? It sounds like they're almost talking to you, versus today where it just sounds like grunts and groans and Sam every 5 minutes.
Yeah, so it's not as scary, like we're all used to it. But now that we mention it, I actually have sort of a side question. In your opinion, what was the last scariest map we got, in your opinion? Since this is like our new scary map.
That's a good question.
Mom of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree with that. It's maybe not scary, but it brought back the gore, the horror factor.
Yeah, it was more horrific than scary.
You could just see it in the details. Like when you went down to the shower room and their bodies hanging from the ceilings, or you go into the room, I guess, near the showers, where there's all those satanic rituals.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They really decorated it in the theme of horror.
Yeah, so that was a horror. Like I remember I went to San Francisco, and I was going like by the bridge, and I saw the real Alcatraz.
It's amazing how realistic it is. Like, the design.
I know. Like I didn't go like on the island. I just saw it from the mainland, and I thought, whoa! Like I never thought like that's just like really cool. Like it kind of brought shivers down my spine just by looking at the real one compared to the video game one.
I've never been there, but I've seen pictures from the dock area where you can buy the Tommy gun. Yeah, and it looks almost exactly alike. Treyarch pretty much
I've seen pictures in
the physical area perfectly. I don't know about the cell blocks, but at least the outside area.
The cell blocks are pretty darn close, too, from what I saw in those pictures, because they did a side-by-side comparison. I forget where I saw this. I saw those pictures floating around the internet, but like it is awesome when Treyarch can do this. Again, relating it to stuff that we can see as familiar, something that we can be like, oh, it's right there. And that's where it plays off even history, that alternate history of Division 9 is rooted in a bunch of history of an actual division. Someone was trying to explain this in the comments, that there was a Division 1 through 8, and Treyarch's playing with this Division 9, like an extra new secret division, but the Japanese actually had Divisions 1 through 8 for some kind of research stuff. I don't know enough details. Some guy was trying to explain it to me. I got to take time to look that up and research it. But
I was actually thinking about that earlier this week. Like, okay, we have Division 9. What happened to 1 through 8?
Exactly.
I don't
know.
Did you know they did a very similar thing in terms of
Division 9 was a great movie.
Which movie?
It was a movie?
Yeah.
Division 9. No, wasn't that...
District 9.
District 9.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right. Close. They're close. Also a great movie.
Yeah. All right. Everyone was frozen there for a second. Like, no.
Did you
what?
That doesn't sound exactly.
I'm thinking to myself,
there's a 935 movie? What?
Did you guys know they did the same thing for Detail with their Eisendrache?
No, I didn't.
So it's based on Hohenwerfen. And I think it was Queen who made a video on it. I think she had some pictures. I wouldn't call it identical, or at least not as close as they did with Mom of the Dead, but they got very close. And I was actually supposed to go visit there I was supposed to be there in March. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a chance to go. I was so disappointed. But one of these days, I'm going to try to get out there and see how close they've actually made it. Apparently, it's pretty spot on.
That's awesome.
Just watch out for the Panzer.
Oh, yeah. I'm coming there armed. I'm not letting anybody sneak up on me.
Armed and ready.
Yeah, we'll fly with the tour guides. All right, speaking of all our DLC 2 stuff, let's get into our next question here. Do you think cheating to dashboard for Liquid Divinium and keeping your gobblegums is actually cheating? Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, what we found, there's an exploit that was found by a couple of users in the past couple of days, and everyone's trying to get more gobblegums and Liquid Diviniums during this double Liquid Divinium weekend to try and save up for DLC 2, trying to get all these special, because we should be getting DLC 2 specific gobblegums. The way it works is that as soon as you get your, you use your gobblegums in game, and eventually, no matter if you're doing a quick strategy where as soon as you get one case of liquid divinium, you go and close the application, and when you load your game back up, your level stays, your gobblegums stay the same, like everything is still saved. So even if you leveled up, like someone in the comments was telling me that he doesn't keep his levels, but that might be a glitch on his end because mine still works. Like I can still level up all the way through Master Prestige, it's still working, that you can quit out of the game and you come back in the game and it doesn't count you as down. It doesn't use your gobblegums up that you used in game, but you get to keep them all. And you now have more liquid diviniums. And people have been farming it this way, getting hundreds of liquid diviniums over hours and hours of playtime, but it's way quicker than just grinding instead of just doing this one long playthrough where you play 80 rounds, get 14 liquid diviniums. In that time, you can get 20, 25, 30 liquid diviniums. So what do you guys think about it? Is it cheating to be keeping these these gobblegums that you use to get more liquid diviniums?
Yeah, it's cheating. But
yeah.
Can you really like call the man a sinner when you can also buy the gobblegums too? I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to get the gobble. Actually, that sounds pretty poorly phrased because I don't have an issue with people buying liquid divinium. But I don't know. Treyarch gives us the option to buy them. I don't see a problem with people also finding other exploits to get it faster.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean that is a good way to like just farm liquid divinium. It may not be the most fun. It is a good idea, but personally for me, I wouldn't do that just because I like having to grind, having to work for something, even if it's something hard to get like divinium. Because I've seen people get divinium like it's nothing. They get divinium out the ass every single time they buy a gun or whatever, pretty often. While for me, I was playing last night, I only got like on double divinium, I probably got like maybe 6 divinium by like round 35 or something.
Yeah, I was struggling. After an hour and a half of play, I only had 4 liquid divinium. Really only 2.
Yeah.
See,
yes, I mean, I can see why people would do that. Why would they back out or dashboard just to get the divinium? I can see why they do it, but I'm just not the biggest fan of it, to be honest.
Divinium and dip.
Right. Well, I mean, you're getting into this idea is like, how do you feel? It's like this morality type deal for it. Is it cheating the system? Are you doing something that really, really feels dirty in that sense that you're cheating the game of zombies? Or is this your answer for not spending tons and tons of money on liquid divinium or being forced to only get a few every God knows how many rounds? I mean, you're spending hours of your time and getting so few in return. I mean, how is that fair to you as the player?
I don't know. See, when I'm using the liquid divinium, it's not really affecting other people's games. So I feel as though if you want to if you want to sit through an hour of you just grinding, it won't be a fun hour. And you want to get some liquid divinium, fine, go ahead, because you're not going to affect me. You're not going to change how I'm playing the game.
Yeah, that actually kind of makes sense.
Go ahead.
No, I was like kind of going off like, yeah, either grind for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, how long you play, get a small amount of divinium, or just play for like 5 minutes and get a ton. So I mean, that's like your own provocative. Like you can.
I've never bought anything from the store. I never plan to. And for Divinium, like I play the game enough where I'm gonna get enough to keep my shit afloat. I don't need to have thousands and thousands of perkaholics, and I'm not gonna sit there and like torture myself to get Divinium just because I need to have Divinium. And we play this game as YouTubers to make videos, and I still don't feel like pressured that I need to have all this Divinium. So for me, I play the game, and if I'm gonna get Divinium along the way, that's great. It's a fun thing. I'm not gonna go and torture myself to get Divinium though, you know? So to answer the question, cheating, I don't know. Like everyone does it. People do it, whatever. I don't think it's a big deal. Not as much as it is to do like to hack the game files and find Easter eggs. Right. That's some bullshit cheating.
That's something totally different.
Because that fucks everyone else over. This is like, I could see why you do it. You know, you're trying to save your own time and get the Divinium that you want, whatever. But I'd rather just play the game
devil's
through.
Advocate in all this, because I want to post something. Now, both you and John have brought up this point that it doesn't affect everybody. Think about day one. Everyone's trying to figure out this map. People have now stockpiled their gobblegums, and these people are now popping double points, insta-kills. They have their perkaholics. These guys are juggernauts. Every time you're playing this map, they have almost an unlimited supply of gobblegums because you get 3 spins around, and you could be just getting tons of points now available. Even the strategies that have come out, if you just load up on carpenters, nukes, double points, and insta-kills, you can start getting absurd amount of points in the first couple rounds just because you can spawn your double points, spawn another double points, go buy your second gobblegum. Oh, you got some carpenters. Spawn all 3 carpenters, hit your first double points. Get 2 nukes, grab the double points. You can just keep it going, and you can just start spawning thousands of points in to really get you ahead in the Easter eggs. Think about the Easter egg hunt, the advantage of having almost unlimited points at your disposal, having yourself to have insta-kill for tons and tons of rounds. So you now, when people would normally die in the Easter egg around like 15 or 18 when they don't really know the map, well, thank goodness we have 4 players with 20 insta-kills stockpiled. What do you think about that?
I see what you're saying.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, go ahead.
Everyone can do it, though. It's not like it's excluded or like it's selective. Anyone can do it, and it's not that hard to do. So I guess in that way, anyone could do it. I guess you could call it cheating. I'm not going to say it's not cheating. It kind of is.
I will say it doesn't affect the Easter egg. Reed, let me say it doesn't affect the Easter egg at all, because here's how I feel about it. When we are all solving the Easter egg, your progress is essentially my progress. When you're live streaming and completing the Easter egg, I can just as easily see what you're doing and then go into game and complete the same step as you. We're all kind of working together, essentially. Sure, you might find the steps before me, but at the end of the day, we're all going to end up solving the Easter egg. And I don't see that big of a deal if maybe you have a slight advantage over me, because as soon as you figure something out, the whole world knows it.
Now, what do you think about, now this is a little off topic, but what about the people that are offline, that are pretty much watching everybody else's live streams and then just continuing along, waiting the first 5 hours out, getting their night's rest, and then hopping online and watching where all the steps have progressed, and then starting their research and starting to do this stuff by themselves? Do you think that is the best strategy to do? Do you think that's something that shouldn't be done?
Are you basically saying wait on the sideline until we're at the final step and then jump in?
Yeah, and then jump in. The final step's a little too late, but that is a strategy many people could do. Matt stayed up for 2 days straight for Der Eisendrache, and
we all know what happened to him.
Yeah, he didn't get to finish it in time because everybody else was able to see his progress and continue to build on it. Granted, me, Money, Milo, and Noah were live streaming, and we had other communities along with Matt's as we were working with him, combining ideas and continuing to grow. But I wonder, even with all of our communities live stream, is it possible that someone can be faster than all those heads put together as long as they wait, as they just wait for a little bit, and then they can go on and be first? I think that's something very interesting. Does it outweigh this live streaming, combining people's thoughts? Does that outweigh just hiding on the sidelines toward the end of the Easter egg and trying to swoop in for a victory?
Well, you can hide on the sidelines, and you can snipe the victory, and I would consider that a valid strategy. Like, work smarter, not harder. But what I will say is you're still missing out. I'm sure Noah does very well on his live streams when he's live streaming the Easter egg. I don't know how many views he gets, but I'd imagine he's getting millions.
It's like 60 grand.
Yeah, he's making a lot of money on those streams.
No, not money, like 60,000.
Oh, I thought you said 60 grand.
I did. I meant.
My first thought was, where does that number come from? But I'm just gonna roll with it. Either way, those streams do incredibly well.
When we were at the
those views turn into subs, which also turns into money. Like, it's a very profitable thing for Noah to do. Now, say he sits on the sideline. Sure, he's not doing as much work, but he's also not going to get as much out of it.
Uh-oh. It keeps cutting out. That's the third time.
Did you hear me? Did you hear what I said?
No.
You cut out.
What did you hear? I'll pick up where I left off.
Subs and stuff.
Yeah.
What?
Noah Scrub gets subs.
Yes.
Okay, so Noah's going to live stream, and he's going to get a lot of views, which will turn into subs, which will turn into money, and that'll be pretty profitable for him. He could, if he wants, sit on the sideline. He'll get a good night's sleep, but he won't get all those views, and he won't get those subs. So there's a trade-off.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's a good point.
I just have to laugh at all of this. It's like I feel like everyone's just missing the point on everything today. The first thing we talked about is cheating for liquid divinium, making it like a grind to get this liquid divinium. When in the real, like for me, it's not about getting liquid divinium. It's about playing the game and enjoying it. And oh, by the way, I can get some LD while I'm at it. Same thing with this. Yeah, I could sit on the sideline. It'd be a great strategy maybe to be first in the world, or it's a great strategy to earn a bunch of money by streaming. But for me, like the whole point of the game, the Easter egg joy of it, is to solve it, is to figure it out. So why would I ever do any of those things? I'm not thinking about strategy. I'm thinking about playing the game I love to play.
Yeah, like I'm on the same boat. Like sitting on the sidelines and then swooping in for that Easter egg kill. That's okay. You could be one of the first people to get it done, and maybe even have proof. But you're not going to be one of the first people to actually grind through every single thing, work hard day in, day out, hours in, hours out, deaths and Treyarch bullshit deaths here and there to get there. Like, you just do it once, maybe, get the Easter egg done, and you're good, versus anyone else who's grinding for days trying to figure everything out and then finally gets it done. Like, there's sort of a different reward factor of accomplishment when you're done.
I agree. And I mean, think about it. How many guides, how many more videos, how well do you get to know that map during that time? I'm not advocating this, but I think it's an interesting conversation to have. That's why you bring it up here.
Yeah, I hear you. Mm-hmm. I don't know, dude. I get a serious hard on when I find a step. I found that switch. What was it? The positive? I don't even remember what it is anymore. I haven't played in a while. When you turn the death rate from like
destroy to protect.
Yeah. Yes, Destroy Protect. That's the one I found. I was so happy when I found that shit. I was like, yes, it worked. And then I found the fuses, which I called out way earlier on in the game, and I was like, this is gonna be something. And then I finally figured out what it was. I was so genuinely happy with everything. It was great.
Now, how did you feel about that whole? We should put the Ragnaroks on the pads.
Oh my God!
How did you feel about that?
For saying that. Oh, the worst.
We should do this. No, it's not gonna work.
Several hours before it was finished.
Oh,
brutal.
Just so
brutal.
Oh.
I'm gonna remember I played this time. Every thought I have, we are trying. I don't care how long it takes.
We keep saying that. Dude, we did that with the Burger Town Easter egg. That ended up happening.
Every time I have an idea, you're like, oh fuck, that's a stupid idea, Matt. And then it turns out, oh my God, you were right.
I just don't get it. It takes so many hours. It's just like it's always like 16 hours in though. It's some ridiculous number where everyone's exhausted.
All like extremely tired and grumpy, and don't really want to try much. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Ideas that you don't think would work that would actually work.
Exactly. You're like your brain's fried. You're super tired, hungry. Like everyone's grumpy, and I get it. But
the DG step made so much sense though, especially with the keeper. Like underneath the keeper, it looks exactly like the DG4. It was exactly what you should think of it.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, DLC releases are so much nicer for me. Like I never get into the Easter egg hunt, because I know it'll just make me a grumpy mess, and I'm just gonna get a terrible headache. Like these are all foreign concepts to me. Like this idea of like a 16-hour grind in which you're hungry and tired
because of how bad it was.
Oh my God! What?
You didn't know that?
No, you went to the hospital?
Yeah, dude. Where you been?
Do not say where have I been. Wait a minute,
dude. All right. So I pulled 3 straight all-nighters playing this map.
That is awful.
And streaming it. I streamed for like 30 hours at one point.
Was it worth it?
And it would have been way more worth it if we finished it first, because we freaking whatever. But I stayed up for 3 days straight pretty much. I barely ate and I barely slept, and I had to go to the like emergency room because my chest and stomach were like not having it. I low-key thought I was having a heart attack, possibly. It was that bad. Luckily, I was fine. We were good to go. Everything's good now. But
what was the issue? Did you ever find out what the issue was?
Yeah, it's like, so I didn't eat enough, so basically my stomach acid was starting to eat the inside of my stomach.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my.
Damn, son.
And that's why I don't Easter egg hunt.
And started burning
why you
everything
play Call of Duty.
And it was painful as shit.
So you probably didn't drink Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew and Doritos when playing Call of Duty.
I tweeted a couple. I didn't want to hey guys, I almost died this week.
We still talk though. We still talk weekly, Matt.
I thought I thought this was a known thing amongst some people at least.
Yeah, this would have been a quality Zombros topic. At least we're finally talking about it.
I know, this could have been a whole nother
risking lives for a video game. How do you feel about that?
Exactly.
Well, the moral of the story is I will not be doing that this time. I'll be doing a normal sleeping pattern with normal eating, and hopefully we can do as well as we did last time.
You will, dude. Jesus.
Yeah, that was
planning out my snacks at this point. Like I plan out what time my breakfast is, and I have those like preheat meals, even though they're garbage for you.
To do that
for that day.
Just living off of Hot Pockets and TV dinners.
Meanwhile, I just grabbed a can of Pringles, played for a little bit, and then went back to bed.
I mean, no, come on, guys. Come on. It's Call of Duty. We got to go, we have to go all the way. Mountain Dew.
Yeah, but I like my
Mountain
sleep.
Dew Doritos going. Yeah.
Mountain Dew Doritos. We got to do
I love sleep. It was just bad, though, because I would play till like 4 a.m., and I was like, all right, I'm done. This is it. And then we get really far, and it's like, shit. I know we're like one step away. If I go to bed, I'm gonna wake up. It's gonna be done. I can't do that. So then I'd play till like 11 a.m. and then I'd go to class for 3 hours, and perish in class. And I would come back and do it all over again. It was brutal. It was great though because we were so close.
Though, like every time you want to stop and you're like, if I stop, it's gonna get solved. I feel like that's been like for
that's what it was. And then the third night, that's what happened.
Yeah, but think about all the nights you could have gotten sleep.
I know. Like, if you don't know that going in, like, you know, we were moving hardcore. I was like, we can't stop now. Like, we're almost there. And then the last night, I was like, I am positive we're on the last step, and someone's going to stall it overnight. I'm going to wake up. It's going to be done. I'm going to be pissed. And that's what happened.
You do all that grinding just to get that title of World's First. It's a good title, but is it worth it in the end?
I don't think the title... Does the title get you... Reed, having the title, can you say it's a worthwhile title?
I've been doing it for fucking 7 years, John. All right, you're asking the wrong person.
You're right.
For me, it was 1,000,000,000% worth it. But I also got sleep. I made sure to eat breakfast. I went to class, and I was still making tons of videos and all this stuff. So, like, the trade-off of my studies, I'm not too happy about with how that worked out. It put me behind all semester. I'm still playing catch-up, and another DLC is right around the corner. But to do it first, when you've never done it first, like for Noah, I can't imagine. Well, actually, it's always worth it probably for Noah. Because that's a different level. Because
he's in a different league.
Right. Yeah. So for like, I don't know, how would you, Matt? Like that's what I'm wondering about. Is like if Matt got it, how would you have felt? Can you even know that?
I would have felt like it was worth the hospital trip.
See, I don't know about a hospital.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's always gonna be a low level of sodium intake in me because we grinded. The teams we played with, we grinded on that shit, and to not be able to finish it off was just womp.
We gotta create a big group chat of ideas.
What about when the medical bill came in though from the hospital?
Oh God.
Yeah, that really. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Jesus, John, come on.
Nice.
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 Going almost all the way to the
it was cool though. Like, I was
punching the gut away now.
Exactly, dude. I mean, I was streaming through the night when no one was awake, and I had 4,000, 5,000 people in my stream, which was bananas. Like, that never has happened even close to that for me. So it was cool, you know? It was a lot of fun.
So much fun though, like that during that experience. See, I'm totally with you, Matt, on that. Where just like the entire experience is really the fun part. Finding the end is the icing on top, but just the community, the camaraderie, all the people that suddenly get engaged with each other, and you're like, well, how is this possible? Money Talks is a perfect example of somebody that can be nothing to something just because he's good at zombies, right place, right time. And he cares. And this
exactly.
He's playing with Noah J. He had no subscribers, and he's playing with someone with over 1 million subscribers overnight because of these Easter eggs. That stuff is awesome.
That is gold.
It's truth.
All right, let's get on to the next question here. Is zombies less fun because of all the grinding players have to do to get to Master Prestige and get these gobble gums? We obviously know Matt's opinion on this because he said
I didn't even realize it was a question. It was like you guys answered
exactly.
It's like Jeopardy. I already gave you the answer. I'll let you guys take this one away. You know what
do you guys think?
I don't think it takes away from the fun too much. I don't know.
If anything, it adds on to the fun. Like,
yeah, it gives you something. It gives you a reason to play.
Yeah, like for example, in Black Ops 1, the main thing you'd want to do is survive or get the Easter eggs done. In high rounds, like once you hit that, you're done. Like you got nothing else to do. But now in Black Ops 2 and 3, when they added something extra to the game, It's like, okay, now I have a chance to survive, get the Easter egg done, go for high rounds, and get these attachments, get these camos, get these power-ups so I can survive longer and better, and I'll be stronger for the next one.
Yeah, and I love grinding for all the attachments and all the different camos, and I get disappointed when I jump between consoles and I don't have something. But then I'm also excited because now I get to unlock them again. I enjoy it personally. It gives me a reason to keep going.
Yeah, it adds to the game, so I think it's actually more fun rather than less fun.
Okay, now, saying that, what are your levels? Tell me your highest level. I don't care what console. I want to know what's your highest level in Prestige right now in Zombies?
Second Prestige maxed out, I believe, on the PS4. However, I've just been lazy and never got around to hitting the Prestige button, so it could be as high as like third in theory.
Okay.
YaTu? Right now on Black Ops 3, I checked last night. I think I'm like Prestige 2, level 20. And honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of Prestiging because I don't like losing all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm probably just gonna stick at Prestige 2, and I think that's what I am for Black Ops 2 as well. I'm thinking, did they do Prestige in Black Ops 2?
No,
they had shotguns.
I don't remember.
That was way harder.
Yeah.
The downs. Yeah, the thing was a pain in the
stupid
ass.
skulls that no one could ever determine how they work.
Well, yeah, I didn't level up that much rank wise, just because like I didn't really see a point, especially now for Black Ops 3. You Prestige, great, you level up, but you also lose all your stuff in the process. Like I want to keep my stuff. Sure, grinding, like I just said,
you
grinding.
get permanent unlocks though, I guess.
Yeah, but like I said, grinding for all of it is fun, but after a while, it just gets kind of boring. Like, I got to do all this again. I just finished that challenge. I don't want to do it all over again.
Mm. See, that's what I find interesting. You can weapon max your stuff out, and to me, prestiging is worth it from the sense that because your first game, especially if it's double XP weekend, as soon as you level up a few times, almost half the guns and gobble gums are unlocked. It's really quick to get the first half unlocked, but then those last bits are really frustrating. It's really annoying. I am a Prestige Master. I just got there. I'm Prestige Master level 37 or 38 right now. That entire grind, because you guys have just are in that fun range still, I did not enjoy that grind from a couple of the Prestiges, especially when some of the icons are garbage. You're just like, oh my god, please, anything but this. So, I don't know. There's a certain, like, yes, I want to keep playing. I definitely want to. I think I'm finally in that point at which, because I'm such a completionist, like in RPGs and leveling up, I'm at that point where I could be with Matt now and be like, all right, I level up as I play. I have 1,000 levels. I am not grinding for 1,000 levels.
I don't know how some people. I don't even know how you have time to do that shit. Right? If I had that kind of time, man. I'd be killing it. Something.
I can't believe Lex did it like the first month it came out.
Lex boggles my mind.
I don't know.
But then again, he bought a lot of Doritos.
Yeah, well, I still have double XP. I still have double XP for my
So
Doritos.
do I. I still have double XP, but like he's on some next level shit that I can't fathom how he has that much time.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, he once told me his school schedule.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah,
if I had all that time, would I be sitting here and grinding to level 1,000? Fuck no.
I can't imagine. Yeah, right? Oh, my lord.
I mean, yeah, it's cool to say, oh, yeah, I'm max prestige, I'm max level, but, like, what are you going to do when you're done? Like, you beat the game, now what?
Exactly. I finally 100% of the challenges and stuff like that. I think the challenges were fantastic. The weapon kits, the gobble gums, it adds so much more replayability to the game. There's so much more that you can play and enjoy. But for those people that just want to get to that level, get to those high levels, you know, that thing inside you that's just like, I need to push straight, that was just too much for me in this game. That it really got to this point where I get terrified of that burned out. You know how so many people like their high rounds and people like Zertal DT and stuff like that? They burned out trying to get, like, taking turns sleeping, getting to, like, round 107 co-op on Moon and stuff like that. It's just like, like, I can't imagine, like, yeah, each round takes about an hour and a half. It's like,
that's
what?
Too much.
What?
That's crazy.
That's just ridiculous.
So that's kind of where I see is like you can definitely burn out and the game can stop being fun, but I think these were amazing additions for sure. Do you think we're going to get any more memory videos for Call of Duty Black Ops 3? We got a Nikolai memory video back in like December, and then nothing. Nada. It's just like, and then we got these bios as well. What's going on? Do you guys think we're going to get this, or this was just a flash in the pan thing that they're like, here's this, we didn't know where we were going with it. All right, we're just going to forget about it.
I'm starting to be of the opinion that that's what they were going for. Just kind of like, here's a thing, take with it what you will. I don't know if they really planned to do one every DLC, just because we haven't seen one yet.
I mean, who knows? We might get one this week before.
Yeah, we could totally get one leading up to the map.
That could be what everyone thinks is a trailer. That we might get that for like Takeo or something instead. But
I would be so upset if that was a trailer, though.
You never know.
If
but
that
I mean,
was
like those memory
trailer.
videos were cool, and I would, I'd appreciate one. I wouldn't be opposed to not getting one. I would like one just to see who we get, what that certain character, what they think of everything that's going on and everything like that. So personally, I would like to get another one, but do I think we're going to get one? Probably not anytime soon if the next thing that we're going to get is like another character bio or a gameplay trailer for Zetsubou no Shima.
Right.
Let's say this was a one-off thing. Why do you think they specifically chose to do it with Nikolai?
Right. That's such a hard question. Like, what significance does he have? He's been such a weird character as of late, too. So quiet. Even his bio again today. There's something really off about this Nikolai that we haven't yet explored, and we definitely will in the third DLC.
He's definitely more fixated on his past. He's always talking about. He's always talking about going back. He's always talking about his family, which is incredibly unique for Nikolai of all people.
Yeah, I think Nikolai, we might learn in the future with like a DLC or a bio or whatever we get in the future. I feel like we're going to, because right now, personally for me, I see him as like the tough guy or like just the guy you don't want to mess with if you run up against him. And I feel like he has like a soft spot that we one day are going to hit and it's just going to break him down. I know that might sound like a dumb idea, but I could kind of see that happening with Nikolai because, like I said, we see him as a tough guy. But with that trailer where he's talking about the memories and his family and stuff like that, he's got to have like just a nerve we're gonna hit. And
I
that's
can
just
agree.
gonna
It seems like he's
him.
holding something back, and there might be something that breaks the string, and finally he's released.
So, I mean,
we'll probably
could be an
explore
underdog
that
right
in
now.
his DLC, maybe the Stalingrad.
Like he could be an underdog right now. Like right now we're focusing on Richtofen because we don't know what the heck he's planning. Right now we're planning on seeing what Takeo brings to the table with this. We already finished with Dempsey right now, and wow, I forgot his Nikolai.
Nikolai, yeah.
Like right now he doesn't seem as important, but like I said, we hit that nerve, we cut that string, we trigger him, boom, he'll be like top dog. I'm calling it right now.
I'm excited. I mean, he's one of the most interesting characters in the past, and it seems like they've really done a disservice to his character so far. They've fleshed out the other three like I can't imagine. Takeo's cool. Can we still take a moment to understand that Takeo is cool now? People want to play as Takeo. Like, I come from a different era.
180.
He was hated.
Yo, katana or not?
Ooh,
It's coming.
In game, yeah.
Long shot. I'm calling
we'll
it
get that
as
before
like.
we get the Wonder Weapon upgrade, Matt.
Oh my God!
What if the katana's the Wonder Weapon? We get like a.
That's what I'm calling.
Katana.
I'm calling it right now. The katana.
Here's another question: do you think we're gonna have one big Wonder Weapon? Or we're gonna have the 4-player specific elemental type Wonder Weapons again?
I think it's 4. I think we'll get 4 again.
I think 4 is the standard now.
I think they might switch it up on us and just give us like one. So, for example, if we do get the katana, only the character Takeo will be able to use that katana, can use that Wonder Weapon, and that would kind of be a little bit more fun because that might be a step in the Easter egg. You never know. Because I couldn't really see Richtofen or anyone else using a sword versus Takeo.
Yeah.
What if
I don't
everybody
think they're
can
gonna
use
have
a sword?
melee
but when
weapon
you're
as a Wonder
using
Weapon?
Takeo, it's double damage.
Yeah, something like that. Like,
That's
or that
interesting.
everyone could use it, but it's special for Takeo.
Yeah, this whole specific to character thing is something that we don't see enough in Zombies, and we had it occur in the Big Bang Easter egg. When Richtofen puts in the Vril device, he gets permanent perks before everybody else, before you even finish the Easter egg. So why can't we have stuff like that show up again? So I think it's very interesting that we could have a katana play some kind of role like that specific to Takeo, but Treyarch does not seem keen on doing special things for certain characters, and that might just come to like time constraints.
It might be just a gameplay thing. They don't, because if 3 of the 4 characters are missing out on something cool, well then they're not happy.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe this map will get swords instead of plungers. You know?
That'd be nice.
We get flaming
Alright.
swords.
Let's get into our very last question here for this week. And what are your thoughts on them removing the Easter egg from Drydendrach? And by that I mean there's a newspaper Easter egg that had zombies in London. It actually came from the Easter egg that you actually had to use the flaming plunger, and it would change the newspaper 2 times, where you'd get the one that's shown, and then there's a third one that actually had a picture from Shadows of Evil in it, showing zombies taking over London and changing time and history, the whole idea there. Now, there was a newspaper in Maxis's room. It was the second newspaper, and it's been removed. Treyarch never backtracks on this type of stuff. I've never remember them doing this. So what do you think about this? I know it's one newspaper, and most likely a lot of people will be saying, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But for us, just for the sake of argument, why would they do that?
Well, I spent hours on this. This drove me crazy. I was up for days, had to go to the hospital and everything.
Okay, fuck you.
No, but really though, I spent way too much time on this yesterday because I was just making a regular old video, and I wanted to get footage of the newspaper so that what I'm talking about is on screen. And I'm going to find this newspaper, and I scoured around this map for this goddamn newspaper for like 30 minutes, and I hit up Reed. I'm like, Reed, I'm not crazy, right? Like, I'm starting to think to myself, like, did they remove it? And then I found in other people's videos that newspaper was there. So it was pissing me off. Like, that's I had to get closure on this because I wasted too much time on it.
Nice.
Like I said, I think they're trying to hide something by removing that newspaper. I don't know much about it personally. Like, I never dove into it, but now that you bring it up, there's something fishy going on.
Why would they put it there and then and then remove it?
Why
would they put it there in the first place if they're gonna just remove it eventually?
Here's a theory I had, and it's kind of outlandish, but it's an explanation that works. What if Treyarch is trying to suggest the idea that, like, the space-time continuum is changing before our very eyes? Like, the universe that our characters are currently in is being affected through a butterfly effect. And they're showing this through updates in the game. They're changing the maps as we play through them. But it's subtle things. A newspaper is missing. It's outlandish, it's far-fetched, and it's probably wrong, but it's a working explanation.
It's an interesting idea, because from that idea, or that point of view, we're seeing this, like, we completed the Easter egg, so this is now butterfly effect. Now, the next time we come through, again, we get into this cycle idea that, all right, this time we complete the Easter egg, thus has changed this newspaper that was showing up, or this London crisis that ends up happening. So that's interesting. It's possible explanation, but I wonder more or less that Treyarch sees that and says, okay, A, that ruins the other Easter egg in the map, so we need to take that out because don't spoil it. Or B, that information is going to play a bigger role in the next couple DLCs. And they're like, we can't have this laying out. Like, this is way more significant than we originally thought at first, so we need to hush, take it out, not tell anybody.
But aren't they planning those things in advance? Shouldn't they have known when they designed Der Eisendrache that newspaper shouldn't be there because it's too much of a spoiler? When that Easter egg was originally found, the flaming plunger, it almost felt like old news to me because I had already found that newspaper in Maxis's room.
Right.
Like, we already knew about the zombie attack in London. I mean, it's pretty cool that the newspaper changes, and I guess that suggests the idea that the plunger is sending zombies into the past. But the attack isn't all that new.
So this is what's interesting, is Treyarch playing the general, they know generally where before this came out, we know where it's going to end. We know how we want it to end. We know generally how each DLC plays out. But as we go through the months and days leading up to releases, where they fine-tune everything and they get all the little details on the map, that is how stuff like this could be like, oh my god, how did we overlook this? We got to take this out. So I'm really curious if it's one of those instances, or if it's just like the Moon Skybox, where it's just like, no, that's fine. Is it? Yeah, no, it shouldn't show up. Yeah, okay then.
Well, do you think then that if Treyarch removed this because it will have future significance, that we'll see a London map?
I don't want a London map for DLC.
I don't know.
Why don't you want a London map? I want a London map.
I don't want
Dude, Blundell wants a London map.
I want to.
Wait, Matt, you do or you don't?
Wait. Hold on. Is there a medieval castle in London?
Of course. There's medieval castles everywhere.
I mean, rumor has it he's a sucker for those. Some guy told me he's a sucker for those. I don't know.
He's also a sucker for swamps.
Hard to pronounce maps.
Yeah.
And apothecant languages.
Matt, what was your stance on that? Could you repeat that?
On the newspaper Easter egg?
No, the London map. Did you want one?
Oh,
I didn't hear what you said.
Honestly, I don't really have a super desire for any particular map. I'm kind of interested to see what Treyarch throws at us, but I think London would be right up Blundell's booty, you know?
I was thinking about this. What if they did a London map and they actually designed Treyarch Studios into the map? Because I think they have a London office. Right?
That'd be something.
They would get so meta. All the Easter eggs and everything from like past games, future games, whatever.
Jimmy C. Zombie.
Now that I think about it, actually, I wouldn't be opposed to a London map because I'm actually now thinking of that multi-dimension pieces of paper that was put together with Shadows of Evil. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, wasn't one of the coordinates the giant?
I believe it was the giant.
And the second one.
Then it was Zetsubou, which was Pompeii, followed by Stalingrad. There was no fifth.
See, I'm hoping Stalingrad isn't the third DLC. I really hope they're going to switch it up, and that might be that London transition that everybody knew about the island. Everybody seems to know about Stalingrad. Treyarch did that audible saying Nikolai's map's going to be in London. That would be awesome for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Right. Okay.
Why would his map be in London, though? That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah, yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Why, though?
Because everyone knows. They're just switching it up. Moon was originally Paris, all right? So then all of a sudden MW3 released something, and they're like, all right, or MW2. I forgot what one it was. And then it's like, well, we can't do that anymore, so we're just going to make it a Moon map. And look at how crazy that changed everything. Imagine how different our story would be if DLC 4 was Paris and not Moon. Night and day difference.
That would change the whole story, maybe.
Yeah, you're right.
Everything.
Did we blow up the moon?
Or did we blow up the Eiffel Tower?
What do we do? I don't know.
I don't know.
Is the Eiffel Tower a rocket?
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
It was one of the rockets that we used to blow up the moon, the Eiffel Tower.
Where are we going with this now?
Wait, let's talk Stalingrad, because Stalingrad doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, okay.
Why would so we often play in Group 935 facilities.
Ascension Group. Before you even go into this.
Okay.
They would be making
no, but the Ascension Group would not be in Stalingrad. Stalingrad's a war zone. Like, there shouldn't be any research or stuff going on there.
There shouldn't be anything going on there. It's just rubble.
Yeah, if there's going to be a Stalingrad map, here's what I want. I want it to be in the past. I want it to be Nikolai's final battle, the one where he snaps. He's already discussed, like, there was a final battle where everything, like, fell apart in his life. I want to be reliving that. I want Nikolai to watch his own downfall. This is all I ask. Maybe this is how he gets captured, because we never really looked into that. That's what I want to see from the Stalingrad map.
That would be interesting.
That would be pretty good.
Working alongside him, too, and figuring all that stuff out. That'd be interesting.
Man, now you got me excited.
Yeah.
I forget DLC 2. I want whatever
DLC
that's going to be now. That's what I
can't imagine. This ending of the Easter egg of DLC 2, I still think it's going to be a big, big change. Like, think about how much DLC 1's Easter egg changed everything. The next one's going to do just the same. Like, I cannot imagine them just being copy-paste, like, found Takio in his cryo chamber and turned him off.
Yeah, I was talking to Matt about that a few days ago. It's like,
we didn't just turn off Tank. We also blew up the moon. Like, they went above and beyond.
Yeah.
They could have easily have just killed off Tank and called that the end.
Matt, that's funny.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that earlier, and I was talking to Matt about it a few days ago, how, like, we kind of, like Matt said, we got this Easter egg almost on a silver platter. Like, it was almost given to us. There's no way they're going to make Zetsubou Noshima the same thing. We killed Takeo, we blow up a planet.
Right.
What I was thinking is, since going back to the whole Cypher map, Shadows of Evil thing, pieces of paper, whatever you want to call it exactly. What I might be thinking is that Zetsubou Noshima is another dimension. Sure, maybe we kill Takeo and we blow up another moon or we blow up another map. Who knows? And that might trigger something else that'll cause us to go to the next map, and then so on and so forth. That might be a long shot.
It's a possibility, though. Multiverse, all that theory stuff allows that to be a legitimate possibility.
I'm confused. What do we have to gain by being in a different universe?
Space Dog.
Space Dog. What was that, John?
What do we have to gain by being in a different universe? I didn't quite understand.
To keep resetting that idea of, like, the moon and traveling between universes and stuff like that. But I don't think it's possible because we're staying consistent with the universe. Because we had Nazi Richtofen in Dempsey 1.0. We're having all the 1.0 characters in the same world. But
and that way our actions actually have some gravity to it. If we're jumping universes, actions mean nothing.
Right.
True. But what if we meet like a character 3.0 from like a future game?
That is
I think
something
that's
I've
an
been
interesting
kicking around.
concept.
So it's like maybe in Black Ops 4 we know what
Black
character.
Ops.
No, timeout. No.
Black Ops. This kid just throws out Black Ops 4.
I have been. No, we can't talk about that. We don't even acknowledge another Black Ops game. They're done. They had their run. No more Black Ops games.
I'm not losing hope. I don't think this is the end, to be honest.
Oh my fucking lord!
That's just me. I might
People
be
like you are gonna ruin the next Call of Duty. I swear to God.
Is anyone else excited for Advanced Warfare 2?
the extra
I'm
zombies.
gonna end the podcast, guys. All right, don't do this.
Next week, it'll be the Reed solo show.
Yeah, here where we don't talk about any future Call of Duty games.
Over here, another game that shall not be named. We need to leave.
I'm sorry. I feel bad because I caused this. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you should feel bad.
Okay, no, but this comes up. This always comes up. I've been about this for weeks. This isn't on you. This is just no more Black Ops. No more future for Treyarch. No, we're going to go into like 2300 for the next game. Like, I don't even, Space Marines and stuff like that. It's like, oh boy. Like,
With Space Dogs.
Space
Dude,
Dogs.
there's got to be Space Dogs. That's all I care about.
How many weeks
It's
in a
the
row
same
have we
thing as
mentioned
Hellhounds,
Space Dogs? I
only
feel
with
like this
Space
is
Dogs.
this
Space
is
Dog is on 3 weeks and counting, and I plan very hard to bring up Space Dog every single episode now on out.
Hold on. I think I'm living under a rock. Where did Space Dogs come from exactly?
Well, Matt, tell them the story.
Let me tell you about Space Dog here, okay?
oh my
Once upon a time in Moon, when you finish the Easter egg in Area 51, if you go back, there is in fact a loyal companion to all of the players known as Space Dog. He is what looks like a hellhound, but much friendlier. He's got a little space helmet on, and he follows you around and helps you kill all the zombies.
Fun fact.
That is Space.
Does he
every
really?
August 23rd,
Yeah,
Space
dude,
Dog
Space Dog's
visits the
real.
homes of good boys and girls and leaves them treats.
Exactly. And no one really knows about Space Dog because I found him and no one believes me.
See, I wouldn't know because I got gypped out of that Moon Easter egg. The squad one day was like, "Hey, let's do it." I'm like, "No, we've been failing at it so much." The next day, yo, we got it. We'll help you out though. They never helped me out. To this day, I don't have Moon.
Matt, if I go to your apartment right now, can I find a corkboard with like pictures and evidence tied together by red strings proving the existence of Space Dog?
Yes. You have no idea. My wall is just covered in Space Dog photos, like findings, sightseeing of like the Space Dog. Like I see his paw in one of them.
Oh my Lord.
You might
part
be
of
able
his
to get your own
helmet.
Discovery Channel show, Finding Space Dog.
Yeah, finding Space Dog. It really
that's
is a
wild.
thing. And
Okay. See, this is what's so beautiful about zombies. All right, any of you seen Justice League? There's a connection here, trust me. But have you seen Justice League Unlimited? And a character question.
I saw
You guys know
Batman
about
vs Superman.
Okay, so you guys have no idea. All
I
right.
saw it.
For anybody that loves zombies, and you know how crazy we are with conspiracies, there's actually a DC character that is just conspiracy nutcase. And listening to it now as an adult, because this show it ran in 2003 and 2005, and hearing his quotes are just like, oh my God, that's what I sound like.
Is it like
this is
Stillinger?
us. It's no, he's way funnier. It's so good. Like one of his instances is just like, she's like, what are you gonna eat? Ice cream? He's like, no, you eat peanut butter and jelly. And she's like, what? How do you go through my trash? He's like, do I go through your trash? I go through everybody's trash. And he walks away.
Is
And
it
you're
like a
"What?"
Dwight? Is it like a Dwight from
Dwight.
The Office?
Yeah, a little bit. Not as quirky in that sense. Like he's on missions, and someone will call him, and they're like, "Hey, we need you to look into something." He's like, "All right, I'll look into it." And he opens up a box, and he puts he tastes it. He tastes it, and you're like, "What the hell is he doing?" And you're just like, "There are 32 delicious flavors of vanilla ice cream." I knew it. And you're just like, what? And he has these cork boards in his room, and they connect like, the pyramids to like pop singers. And just like, they're like, most people don't even think to ask the question. Few people do. I'm one of those guys that even considers asking these questions. And this is what I think zombies is for us now. I think we've become this character that we just sit here thinking about like, what if we just have Space Dog?
You never show this show to somebody who doesn't know zombies. They'll instantly think we're freaks.
This is gonna be a new
we are.
insane.
They're just mad they can't get friendly with Space Dog.
No, the big question is, what kind of a dog is Space Dog? Is it a
Oh,
golden
even know
retriever? Is it a Pomeranian?
You would know if you knew what Space Dog was.
See, now I gotta go back and play Moon.
Go
I don't
and
have
find
squad.
Space Dog.
I don't have. I need a
Really
squad.
I need a squad.
I need help.
Chavez, you're just upset that Space Dog never left you treats. He always left you just little turds.
Man, who told you? God damn it.
This is ridiculous. All right, thank you guys so much for watching Zombie Bros this week. This has been an absolutely wonderful podcast. I want to thank our guests so much for being on the show. Where can we find your stuff?
I'm sorry?
Where can we find your stuff, YaTu?
Oh, you just the link will be in the description, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It depends if we remember.
I don't know. I don't know where things
you
are.
guys,
YouTube.com/spacedogs confirmed.
Why does nobody ever know how to link to their own channel?
I don't know. It's
Every week we ask this, and they're like, "Oh wait, how do I?" Shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, where can I find you? On my channel. What do you mean? Where can you find me?
Yeah.
Like this is your cue
my
to say
house.
youtube.com/JohnnyJ25.
There you go. All right.
Chavez on YouTube. How about that?
There you go. All right. I have no more care in this podcast anymore. I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Thanks for having me. Bye.